the government does. Now there's a TV show. It wasn't filmed in this neighborhood, but we have some history with one of the characters. How many of you remember seeing a TV show, I Love Lucy? Yeah, probably the most popular comedy ever filmed. Now as an actor, I can tell you, I have no idea how the other actors and crew were able to work with somebody like Lucille Ball without laughing continually. What an amazing actress. Of course, swimming pool, all kinds of fun things to do. Now, Ethel Mertz, Vivian Vance, is circled up on the monitor here. She had a wonderful career. She won lots of awards, lots of distinction for the different things that she did, up to and including an Emmy. Now, she passed away, and when she passed away, her family...
Rogers Highway, the Mother Road. This is Route 66. Chicago is some 1,300 miles to the east, and Santa Monica is some 800 miles to the west. In the heyday of Route 66, before World War II, the city's economy became almost dependent on tourism.
Grapes of Wrath in high school. Anybody? Yeah, it was a really popular thing to read. They made a movie out of it. Some of the movie was filmed here in New Mexico. New Mexico film history goes all the way back to 1898. We've got a lot of filming here. Now, coming up on your right, you'll see the doghouse. That little wiener dog lights up at night. He eats hot dogs and his tail wags all night long. There's also a Breaking Bad location. Jesse Pinkman got cocaine in that parking lot. In the growers market that goes till about 1 o'clock.
So thankfully, the Daughters of the Revolution suggested a redesign. A design contest was held and a new flag was chosen. In 19... license plates, jewelry, bumper stickers, t-shirts, hats, and skin. See, tattoos are wildly popular in New Mexico. New Mexico never really got permission to use it. The Zia Pueblo tribe claims the state appropriated the symbol without permission in 1925. In 1927, the Zia Sun symbol appeared on New Mexico license plates for the first time. The first time New Mexico impressed a smug image on their motor vehicle license plates was 1932. New Mexico impressed Sunshine State into their license plates. And the unthinkable happened. Folks in Florida, long known as the Citrus...
Seasons 1 and 2 of Breaking Bad. You know, I used to ask people how many people had been to Albuquerque, New Mexico. I had to stop because people were actually raising their hand. Everybody see the hand of the Roadrunner? Now that mural's on the outside of a laundry. So if you get permission to put up your mural, probably a good idea to talk to the business owners so they don't come to work one day and have a 50-foot mural plastered on their wall. Monitor was up here in was Tingley Field. Clyde Tingley was our favorite mayor, then governor, and he built a 4,000-seat professional baseball stadium right over there in 1930. And if you were a professional baseball player in 1930, you probably played at Tingley Field. He and his wife moved here because she had tuberculosis. Did you know that we were the tuberculosis? So Albuquerque has a lot of cultures from all over the place. Now, this cultural center here, notice the huge parking lot. Just about every night the parking lot fills up because we have 3 theaters on the campus. Just about every night they feature an indigenous program from somewhere around the world. Also is my wife's favorite popsicle shop called Pop Fizz. They feature a Mexican popsicle called Paleta, 30 different flavors. They make popsicles out of everything. So, how many of you guys have heard of flamenco dancers? Albuquerque has the largest group of flamenco dancers outside of Spain. We have a couple of schools. You could learn flamenco dancing here. Called a Torreon. We had an artist from here, Mr. Vigil, and if you look up at the monitor, he painted a 4,000 square foot mural inside that Torreon. It talks about history, Southwest history, some Route 66 things. It took it about 7 years to paint the complete inside. It's really cool. If you're going to attend an event, rail yard workers. If you took the train in the United States in the early days, you were on a steam engine. Now, steam engine's only good for about 1,000 hours of service. Then nowadays, it's very dirty. Lots of cinders and smoke. The United States is trying to rebuild around its neighborhood. It is the oldest neighborhood in Albuquerque. It's one of the largest neighborhoods. So they're getting some money in Old Town, San Felipe de Neri. And if you look at this next mural, it has an Aztec calendar. because the here went nuts. There was a great public outcry about tearing down our favorite landmark. So much so that the city, this was her antique store. That's a fairly new mural, and check out the detail in that mural. It's pretty amazing. And I know that we're not England, but we have our own chandeliers. There were 212 chandeliers hanging in that building. She passed in 2015, so now it's the home of the Turquoise Museum, like the Alvarado Hotel. So if you look down the street here to the right, that is our transportation center. That's where the Amtrak train comes through, city buses, Greyhound buses, and it was pretty much an entire set of buildings built out of yield. The city felt bad about tearing down our landmark. Now they lost the bottom. Moronic officials, we still have a few moronic officials here. Maybe you have some in your town. But it shows the out. Now, how many of you been to Venice? You've been to Venice. Have you seen Doge's Palace in Venice? I haven't. And then up on the right is the Doge's Palace in Albuquerque. Built to look like a palace in Venice. 1937. That is all white marble. And it was built to look like a palace in Venice. So we have a lot of really interesting, if not strange, architecture. And an elevator. It's also a Breaking Bad location. And then when I said we put murals everywhere, the neatest thing about the high school, the basement. The basement's very haunted. I've done ghost hunts in that basement. I'm a skeptic, and I've had things happen to me in that basement I cannot explain. They let the kids down there on Halloween. Symbol called a Thunderbird. The meaning of Thunderbird is that of strength and power. And a lot of times, if you know where you look up by the roof, there's swastikas in the medallions up by the roof. It's an indigenous theater. Everything is Native American art, outside and inside. Emo means king of its kind, and back then it was. The most popular theater in the entire Southwest. Inside, there's cow skulls around the stage. So you go into a performance, the whole stage is glowing in red from the lights and the cow skulls. So here's how that works. If you were coming from the east in 1926, when you came into New Mexico, you went to Santa Fe. There's 90 wells located throughout the city that pump water up from that aquifer. You might say, well, just the water from the Rio Grande. Yeah, the Rio Grande is dry right now. So the aquifer is replenished by the Northern Mountain Snowpack. There's our bronze couple sitting on a wall. I'm kind of a smart aleck. Look over to your right. A little group of bronze people. And one year for our Christmas card, my wife and I stood in the middle, had our picture taken, had Christmas cards printed, sent it out to the relatives as a mosaic tile, and it's all done by kids. Each summer they add a little bit more to it. Their hopes is to make it all the way around the building. Pretty cool. And you guys heard of a guy named Hilton? Built a few hotels. The tall tan building on the right over there, that was the 4th Hilton hotel ever built, 1939. And a lot of people don't realize the Hilton family is from New Mexico. Our really cool Martin Luther King mural, you'll hear Shauna ring the bell, will be under the railroad tracks. Check out this mural. It's really cool. That's right, it's a school. That was the first Albuquerque high school built in 1912. It's huge. It takes up the whole block. Citizens got upset. They said we built it too big. We're never going to have hers up in his apartment. So, pretty cool old building. So we're going to turn back onto Route 66 and north out to tuberculosis.
Many of the early hospitals in Albuquerque had original access to tuberculosis sanatoriums. Tuberculosis, also known as TB or the White Plague, was the leading tax exemptions for new sanatoriums. There were 17 sanatoriums in total.
first